Hello cruisers, Trent here, and today I welcome you to cruise along with me. In today's video, I'll be talking about how much you can expect to make if you're working on a cruise ship. Now there can be a few different factors that really affect how much you can expect to make. The first major factor is, are you going to work international or are you going to work in the US mainland? If you work in the US mainland, you have to follow US labor laws, so that means you will usually get a base pay. Usually it's very small. Your base pay is around 12, 15 hours, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. But then after 40 hours, you get overtime. So depending on the department, you may get anywhere from 20 all the way up to 40, 50 hours of overtime a week. So if you're working on a US mainland vessel, whether it be a riverboat or a cruise ship, you can expect your base pay to be around $1,500 all the way up to $2,200, and that's with just hours alone. Now, if you work international, you're going to get paid more on a monthly salary scale, and usually you're going to get paid around $1,600 all the way up to $2,300 or more. Now, this is just for standard cruise ship jobs. This is not for entertainers. Entertainers are on their own little league, and they make a very different amount than everyone else. Next thing that's going to really affect how much you make is, are you part of a tip role or a bonus role? So if you're part of a bonus role, like if you're a part of shore excursions, if you're part of photography, just some role that requires you to really sell jewelry, you may make commission, you may make bonuses, and that will really start kind of adding on to your paychecks. I know for me, I make a few hundred a week or every other week when it comes to my commission. Next are tips. If you work in a tipped role, if you work in the restaurants, you can usually be part of the tip pool, and that will be some additional money automatically added onto your checks. Now, when it comes to international and ships in the US mainland, they usually have the exact same package when it comes to commission structure and tip structure. So you really don't have to worry about that. Next is, what position are you? If you're an officer, you're going to be making a lot more than if you are just a normal crew member. Officers usually make around the same amount whether they are international or in the US mainland. So if you eventually work your way up to an officer, that's a really good way to get over to international without having to take a very big pay cut. A big thing though you have to remember is that you are not paying anything for when it comes to room and board. So really add in some money to all of that. Add in how much you'd be paying for rent monthly, add in how much you spend on food, stuff like that. A lot of times, even though you'd be making a good amount less than you'd be making back home, you're still saving more because you're not going out and doing all those things during the day. You're not going out to restaurants, you're not having fun, you're not going to the theme parks, you're not going to movies. You're working so much here that you're really forced to save every single penny that you can. Now, that is going to be the major differences between international and working in the mainland. But as you can see, the cruise ship does not pay a ton. You're not going to get rich by working on a ship, but it may be a good few ways to spend a few years. It could be fun traveling the world. I think the benefits really outweigh the cons, and you may get some great resume building experience. But cruisers, I hope you have an amazing day. If you have any more questions on this topic, please feel free to ask below. But have an amazing day, and I will cruise with you next time.
Please subscribe to my channel. It will make me feel really special.